teaser, and then we'll take the first break. Okay. Then we'll be back.
It'll take Bob that long to get my drink over here. Thanks, Bob.
Aaron's laughing. Are those speakers up? Are those speakers up? I heard Jolene's been working hard for that first pitch.
Oh, man.
That's great.
The official hospital and healthcare system of Baylor Athletics. Your healthcare, your way. HEB, the official grocer of Baylor Athletics.
Felt a little bit like summer out there today.
I know. It was warm. Hello, hello, hello. Yep. You're okay?
Official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Premier, ER, and urgent care.
Yeah, it got warm. Last couple of days, really.
Innovation for excellence.
Colleen?
Where's she going?
Here's your host, the voice of the Baylor Bears, John Morris.
And hi and welcome. It's the Baylor Coaches Show live from Rudy's on this Thursday evening. We appreciate you being with us this evening. Thanks to those of you that have made your way to Rudy's, those of you watching, those of you listening. We've got a great hour planned. Our first guest tonight will be Glenn Moore, Baylor softball coach. And yes, great applause, great welcome for Coach Moore. And our second guest tonight will be Jay Goble, Baylor women's golf coach. So that is our plan for the hour tonight. We are live at Rudy's, and we'll begin with Coach Glenn Moore right after this.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning. I dread each day, but I can't wait to get out of bed. You ask me why, and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around. Sausage wrap, son, they're the best in town. Barbecue for breakfast, yes, it's true. Put a smile on your morning at Rudy's Barbecue. Next in line.
Are you ready to elevate your Waco experience to a whole new level? Look no further than the Baylor Club, where you can indulge in one-of-a-kind luxury and unwind in our exclusive lounge area. Located in the heart of McLean Stadium, this elite club offers a 5-star member atmosphere for all your work and play needs. With a master culinary team and outstanding hospitality, we take pampering to a whole new level. For interest in membership or to schedule your next private event, call 254-710-8080.
Baylor Plus is the home for Baylor basketball fans all season long.
I don't sleep on game days because I'm too excited.
Go behind closed doors and experience Baylor basketball like never before.
I came to coach in top 5 matchups.
We're going to turn the tide on them. Do we got them?
Start your free 7-day trial at BaylorPlus.com and gain instant access to the full library of content.
For a limited time, get high-performance, ultra-reliable internet from Astound Broadband, starting as low as $25 per month. And now we have mobile, too. Visit Astound.com to order the #1 rated internet. Create the perfect plan with fast speeds to meet all your needs, plus get a 2-year price lock when you upgrade to award-winning gig internet. No contracts, no hidden monthly fees, and no data caps. Switch today. Head to Astound.com or call 1-800-4ASTOUND. Restrictions apply. See website for details.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
And welcome back. Our Baylor Coaches Show live from Rudy's this evening. We do appreciate you being with us this evening. And folks, join me in welcoming our leadoff hitter tonight. Baylor softball head coach Glenn Moore is with us. Welcome to you.
Good. Thank you for
Appreciate you
having me
being
again.
here.
Good to be back.
You got a busy schedule, but you work us in. Midweek game last night. Series coming up starting tomorrow. So thanks for letting us occupy some of your time on a Thursday.
Well, thank you. I'm just wanting to pump up the weekend. It's going to be beautiful weather, and we need a big crowd there. So
it's starting to feel like summer, isn't it?
It's a little hot out there today.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to recover from practice.
Which is not all bad. And the wind kind of turns around at Getterman Stadium, doesn't it, when it starts getting warm?
It does. Yep. Yeah, it's it's a lot of wind out there.
Right.
We needed it a little bit today. That turf is about 20 degrees hotter out there.
Yeah.
So, but it's nice. It's you feel like you stay stretched. You stay in better shape when you're out there in warm weather. Cold weather, you have injuries. So we'll take it.
Very good. All right. We mentioned game last night on the road at Texas State. Tough loss there, 6-1. But it's amazing. But Texas State, a really good team, ranked and their RPI is right up there with yours, isn't it?
Yeah, it would have been a great road win if we'd have been able to pull it off. They got an outstanding pitcher. They do a great job. Every year they're tough, but to go down there and I think we're 14, they're 15 in RPI,
Wow.
so it was a great matchup. The game didn't pan out as a great matchup. They pretty much took control from the first inning on, and we could never generate enough offense or put enough hits together to push. I think we ended up scoring in the last inning, but yeah, it wasn't quite as competitive as I'd liked. But you tip your hat to them; they're a good team.
Which you have played your share of good teams this year, haven't you?
Yeah, I questioned myself a little bit with the scheduling of. I think last week our schedule was ranked, strength of schedule was ranked number 1 in the country. So, you want to balance there, John. You want to have enough games to where you can build confidence, and you want to be tested. I think in the long run it pays off. Sometimes the people from the outside looking in think you're not performing that well, but we're seeing great pitching every time we go out. Hopefully it'll pay off. That's the whole idea of scheduling tough, is that you're battle tested by the time you get to when it matters the most, and right now it matters the most.
Yeah, 19 and 13 is your overall record, but like you said, number 14 RPI. That's amazing. I mean, that really speaks to the teams you've already played this year.
Yeah, it's 306 teams in the country, and we're number 14. We're paying. Thank you. It is nice that it's acknowledged when you play a tough schedule, because sometimes you look really good when you play weak teams, and it doesn't show your weakness. You think you're better than you are. But when you play teams like Texas State right now with Jessica Mullins, one of the best pitchers, she had a .89 ERA. You don't see that in softball much anymore. Most ERAs are up around 2, 2.5, and even good pitchers. I think Oklahoma's Maxwell was a 1.3 or 1.5. So to have below a 1 ERA right now is really outstanding for them, and they've played some pretty good teams as well. And we didn't damage that ERA, unfortunately. That was our objective, but we didn't do that.
Gotcha. And what you're also saying is it's a midweek game, it's on the road in San Marcos, and you get there number 1. You're going to see their number 1.
Yeah, and I think Coach Hoot thought we were going to see their number 1. I thought we might see the lefty who came in later on after they scored 3 runs. But she's thrown – they're really old style, because today you don't pitch one pitcher all the time typically. You need 3 or 4. We need about 20. But they throw her nearly every game. She's thrown 100 more innings than their number 2.
Oh, my gosh,
so,
really? Huh.
That may cost them – down the stretch, but they're going for broke. She's a senior, and she wants the ball, and she's a competitor. She's really fun to watch unless you're playing against her, but she's an old-school type pitcher that just wants the ball, and she wants to have it and take the team on her back, and she does a great job.
Wow, how about that? Who's the head coach at
Ricky
Texas
Woodard.
State? Okay,
Ricky
yes, that's
been
right.
there about as long as I've been at Baylor.
Yeah, been there a long time. Very good. All right, so that was last night. That's in the past. You got Texas Tech coming in this weekend. Big weekend series at Getterman Stadium.
It's huge for us, and every game's important right now. I think we have 18 games left, and 15 of those are conference games, 3 non-conference. And, a lot of teams, a lot of winnable games, but not pushover teams by any stretch. Nobody's a pushover to us right now. We've got to play to our ability to have a chance to win against, and it's just a lot of parity in our conference and across the country. Power 5 schools, I've said it from day one, you can take probably now I would say you take the top 6 teams and separate them, and you can put about 20 or 30 or 40 teams after that could come 7, 8, 9. It's just that many good teams out there right now, and you've got to bring it every day to have a chance to win. And I may have mentioned earlier that we've lost 6 games in the last inning.
Wow, 6 of your losses.
And 5 of those have been Big 12 games that we've lost. So you take those 5, if we were able to do a little better job out of the bullpen, shut them down. 4 of those, I think, we've had leads in the Big 12, and 1 we were tied. So you flip that conference record, and we're in a whole different position. But the bright side is we know we're right there. We just got to get over the hump somehow.
Yeah. I know you've analyzed it every way possible. What do you think that is, losing those leads late?
We've had a roller coaster year. We started out first weekend with Tennessee, had them on the ropes. That's another one we had a lead in the last inning. They were number 2 in the country, and we let that one slip away at Getterman. And then we went to Louisiana and won a series, go to the biggest tournament in the country out in Palm Springs, and we'll go 5-0 out there. And then we had some injuries, and sometimes it just takes you a while to get the chemistry back whenever you lose a couple of players. And I'm assume, I wish I knew, if I had a crystal ball, could tell the future. I wish I knew exactly what it'll take to get there. I believe we're going to get there, but I'm impatient. I want to get there yesterday, and we're not there yet. We need to be there, and I think it is just it's just a lineup chemistry. Who's batting after who, and making it work to where you can produce runs. We've been able to hit the ball hard. We've been snake bit. I think we're a hard luck team right now, and I think this is a game of percentages. So I really believe that will come back around, but time's running out on us, so it needs to happen sooner rather than later.
I think about the Iowa State game, and you won 2 out of 3, but that middle game was one of those where they came back in the last inning, and it was just a kind of a bleeder, and then the seeing eye single, and then all of a sudden it's a 3-2 loss.
And that was a funny one because the day before, if you remember, Riley Crandall just dominated their lineup.
Yeah.
Threw a one-hitter, bleeder up the middle, and gave up a no-hitter on 1 hit. So we bring her back in when Benford starts to fatigue with 106 pitches, I think, starts showing a little fatigue, which is natural. We've been working her back in shape, so we think, we've got the golden arm in the bullpen, and bring in Riley, and they get 3 or 4 hits and take the lead. It's just
hard to explain, isn't it?
It is. It's a crazy game, but it happens, and those are things that we know if we correct and we get better from them, we can be a dangerous team in postseason.
All right, very good. Glenn Moore, our guest. We'll take a break. Be back with more in a moment. Live from Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue. We'll take a break and be right back.
Baylor alumni are more than 160,000 strong. When we all join hands to support our university, we don't just move the needle, we move mountains. Working together, we create life-changing opportunities for students on the field, in the classroom, in the laboratory, and in life for generations to come. So get connected. Get involved. Learn how at baylor.edu/alumni.
Join us April 18th at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame in Waco for our next Lunch with a Legend, presented by Baylor Alumni Sports Outreach. Our special guest will be former Baylor and NFL running back Alfred Anderson. It's Thursday, April 18th, beginning at 11:30 a.m. at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, and tickets are available now by calling 254-710-8300. Join us as we hear from former Baylor great Alfred Anderson, presented by Baylor Alumni Sports Outreach.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
Kids can now join the Baylor Cup Club, presented by Green Eye Associates, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today and sick 'em Bears.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
And you're back with us live from Rudy's on the Circle in Waco. Thanks to our hosts here at Rudy's, a proud sponsor of Baylor softball and Baylor women's golf. Be sure to stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget, Rudy's serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. Thanks again to our hosts here at Rudy's for the Baylor Coaches Show. And continuing with Coach Glenn Moore, Baylor softball, and the games you have left, I should have done the math here. Are you about the midpoint of the conference schedule or a little bit past the midpoint?
We're at midpoint.
How many do you play total conference games?
You're going to ask me to do the math.
So you're 12 in.
27.
27 conference games.
Yeah, so
okay.
we're not quite.
Yeah, so you're 12 in right now, and you've got 15 to go. So you talk about getting on a roll, making up some ground. You've got plenty of opportunities left.
We do. Thanks for saying that. That makes me feel better. I hadn't done the math. I just know we need to turn the corner and get some W's in the win column.
I'm here to make you feel better.
You helped me a
That's
little
a
bit,
big part of my job. So, but some real key series, and it starts this weekend with Texas Tech. We talked about that. Bring them in, right?
Well, Texas Tech, yes, they're a team, a program on the rise. They're a team that really swings it well. They have a park that is conducive to home runs, so
Right.
A lot of wind out there as well. But they're doing a great job, and I really think we know a good bit about them. Today's day and age, you can scout everybody and learn as much as you want about them. So we have a good idea of what we're going to face. But our concern is our team. And it's not a concern. It's just that's our focus right now. If we're a talented team. I said at the beginning of the year, and what do you say? You let your mouth overload your butt. I do that all the time at the beginning of the year. I'm so excited about getting started that I truly believe this team at the beginning of the year. Obviously, we've had some adversity and lost some key players, but that's part of it. I really believe it's one of the top 5 teams I've had here, talent-wise. But, the old saying, you want to put the 9 best, not your best 9, out on the field. It's the same way. We've got to find out what our 9 best are that play together, can hit together, that can back each other back up and pass the bat. And that's what we have failed to do, and that's my job as a coach. We have failed to do that consistently. Now, having said that, I don't want anybody having to play that fiddle because I'm whining, because we're still in good shape. We're still right now a top 25 team. But I don't think this fan base has seen our best performance yet. We won some games out in California. We came back and won some games. We still weren't playing our best ball out there as early in the year. Go to Lafayette and win those games down there. You have to play well to win those, but we still didn't play our best ball. So I just want to make sure we get there, because this team has the ability to do something special, and that's what I'm trying to get the team to that point.
What are the areas, no person in particular, but what are the areas of your game that you feel like is still coming together?
Okay. Timely hitting is always a key. Getting some breaks is part of the game, because we lose one game at Kansas where we had bases loaded, nobody out, and hit a line drive to the first baseman, and she lands on the bag or right beside it for a double play, and then we ground out for the final. Didn't get a run out of that. The very next inning, that's something you see one time every 2 years. The very next inning, bases loaded, 1 out, line drive, hard line drive, Abby Flores hits to the third baseman. She catches it and lands on third base, a double play.
Good grief.
Just a lot of that has happened. Too much has happened for it not to come around in our favor eventually. Right. So we've hit balls hard, and a lot of Adam balls, right, Adam? And those have to start falling. But at the same time, finding that combination, who's hot, who can back up Govan so that they pitch more to her so she sees better pitches. Emily Hott has been on fire this whole year, knock on wood, because she's having an outstanding year both defensively and offensively. We moved her into the leadoff spot because she makes things happen. Top part of our order is dangerous. We just trying to think outside the box with what we can do to make it work, and you can put together a sequence of hitters that can score runs. It's a challenge. Short game has been an area that has come on lately, and we need that to be better. Defense has been phenomenal all year. We have one of the best defenses, even though we've lost Amber Tobin, who's now sending shortstop. We've been able to back her up. I think our outfield's good. So starting pitching's been good. Our relief pitching has not. So those are some areas that if we improve on, we win some of those games that we're losing.
I got you. I knew you'd have an answer. So it's a
very
good answer.
Expected, but
here's what else you need. You need somebody like this weekend, like Saturday, the middle game of the series. You need somebody to come out and throw the ceremonial first pitch that's going to get everybody in the ballpark and your team fired up. You think we could make that happen?
I think, man, somebody in this audience,
like somebody here, yeah.
Like let's go with Jolene.
Jolene, yes.
How about Jolene?
Yes.
Jolene, have you been working? You have been. Okay.
She was out there with Brett the other day.
I know. She's been putting in the time.
That is great.
No doubt. We're looking forward to that. Jolene's very special to us. Jolene, if I can take some of your time.
No,
do.
It's Jolene's time.
No matter what time the bus arrives back from a game, 2 o'clock in the morning, Jolene's waiting on it.
Wow.
Every time. Without a doubt, she's going to be there.
Very nice.
And we appreciate her support. And she is the Tori Burke-Luke Bear Award winner for this year. So a Fan of the Year award.
Yes.
And this year it goes to very deservingly to Jolene, and we appreciate you and love you very much.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Very deserving. That'll be great. And you're ready for that first pitch, aren't you?
And if she doesn't throw a strike, we're going straight to the bullpen.
You could go to her twin sister and give her a shot at the first pitch. But, Jolene, congratulations to you. That is very, very nice. And I know how much that award means to everyone associated to the program. So very, very nice. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we've got some questions from the audience for Coach Moore. So we'll get to those when we come back. This is the Baylor Coaches Show. We're live at Rudy's. Thanks also to TFNB, your bank for life, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texans are making the TFNB their bank for life by stopping by any one of their 5 locations or visiting tfnbtx.com and Sikkim Bears.
The Toyota Tundra's powerful, available iForce V6 engine means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. To your neighbor, it means helping them with their new chainsaw carving hobby.
What do you think of this thing, eh? It's a bearfish birdman wood carving, if I've ever seen one.
Oh, yeah, it is.
To your cousins, the Tundra means as they jump off the boat onto the sandbar.
Now watch this flip.
No, don't. You're gonna...
Cannonball!
Definitely nail it.
To your co-pilots, the Tundra means an extra comfortable journey.
Cooling seats? They don't have this in first class.
This is first class.
I can just...
You sure can.
And to you, the Tundra means... whoa. Test drive the Tundra at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at Toyota.com for feature availability.
Introducing the Sikkim Podcast, a weekly storytelling podcast produced by Sport and Story, the content team behind Baylor Plus.
Hopefully people feel that I was approachable, but also that I knew the game.
Hosted by me, John Morris, the Sikkim Podcast features in-depth interviews with current and former student athletes and coaches.
As a coach, why you coaches to see other people happy and successful.
Subscribe today wherever you get your podcasts. Sikkim Bears. Are you ready to elevate your Waco experience to a whole new level? Look no further than the Baylor Club, where you can indulge in one-of-a-kind luxury and unwind in our exclusive lounge area. Located in the heart of McLean Stadium, this elite club offers a 5-star member atmosphere for all your work and play needs. With a master culinary team and outstanding hospitality, we take pampering to a whole new level. For interest in membership or to schedule your next private event, call 254-710-8080.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
And welcome back to Rudy's on the Baylor Coaches Show this evening. Really nice crowd here at Rudy's. Glenn Moore, our first guest tonight. Jay Goebel will join us second half hour. But, Coach, we've got some questions from the audience. We like to call it the First Place Foods Ask the Coach. First Place Foods. That's a darn good pickle. That's right.
I just
yes,
said it. Yep.
I know. Exactly. All right. First Place Foods. That's a darn good pickle.
I was nervous about the questions. This part makes me nervous. So
you were focused in on the questions. I did give you a look ahead of time. But here they are. First Place Foods Ask the Coach. First one is from, appropriately enough, Jolene. She says, what is one of your most memorable wins in your 20-plus seasons?
I could have. There's quite a few that are very memorable, and I like them all. But when I read that question, the one that popped in my mind first was Christian Vitek's record-setting 27 strikeouts in one game, and it's still the record, by the way. It's been tied. It may be 26, 27, but who cares when you get that many? In extra innings in our first NCAA regional in 2004, Versus who was it against?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yes.
So North Carolina's pitcher had to throw a really good game and won 1-0 to go that long. But she set the record that is still the record today. And Kristen Vitek's the lefty. That'll take you way back to 2004. So
nice.
That's one of them.
16 innings, right?
16 innings.
16 innings, won it, NCAA tournament. Amazing.
The negative there was we needed to have Vitek the entire tournament, and she pitched 3 games in one game. But it was pretty phenomenal, demonstration of a great rise ball because they could not hit it.
Wow, that's a great memory. Great question. Thank you. All right, our next question, it's actually a very similar question from 2 different people, from Roy and from Darwin. What do you think about the new schools who will be joining the Big 12 and who will be the toughest in softball?
Well, I'm very excited about the new schools. When you look at the softball powers in Arizona State coming in, those are probably 10 or 12 national championships between those 2 programs. And probably the one that's equal to them right now is Utah. So all 3 of those. BYU is always a game away from going to a super regional because they have to go through Arizona State to get there, and they're really tough, well-coached team. Central Florida's in a hotbed of talent. Houston's in a hotbed of talent. So the future of the Big 12 softball looks really good. Which one's going to be the toughest? Baylor. So
that's right.
I don't really know how to. I think there's so much parity in it now. I think it's going to be a really nice conference, really exciting. We've been ranked as the number 1 RPI conference as the Big 12 in the last 2 years. A lot of that has to do with Oklahoma being in our conference. But I think we're going to be very, very competitive and stay up there in the top 3 in RPI, if not top 2 in RPI after this year.
Man, that's going to be great. Do you know what the schedule will look like yet?
No, and that's a sore spot with me. I need my schedule a month ago, and they're having trouble getting it organized because we now have cold weather schools to deal with, and you've got to schedule in a way that you can get those games in. So we're waiting on our schedule to come out so that we can schedule our non-conference along with it. I do know this. It'll be a rotating schedule where you will not play 2 of your opponents every year. So you won't play – there won't be 2 consecutive years that you won't play them, but there will be 2 opponents that are not on your schedule each year.
Gotcha. Because there'll be, 14 softball playing programs
Here we go with the math league again. Yeah,
I think that's right.
So.
No Colorado and no –
West Virginia.
Yep. Is that right?
And no Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah.
Yep. So do the math again.
Okay, so 13
a lot
softball.
more conference games, though, than what we're typically playing.
Right, fantastic. Well, that's for the future. That's next year. Let's get through this weekend against Texas Tech. Fun promotion where you're going to invite young people in their uniforms, young softball players, to come to Getterman Stadium.
Yeah, it's always exciting to have the youth leagues show up, and they cheer like crazy. They bring a lot of energy to Getterman Stadium, and it's going to be a beautiful weekend of softball. So we're excited about them being out there. Some will be on the field with us. We've had a few on the field with us the last few weeks, and they're the future of softball. So we like to encourage them and get them excited about seeing softball as well, and give our girls an opportunity to mentor and talk to them, sign some autographs, and hang around with them.
Very cool. That'll be fun. All right, 6:30 Friday, 2 o'clock Saturday. Be there early for Jolene's first pitch on Saturday, and then 1 o'clock on Sunday for Baylor and Texas Tech coming up this weekend. Coach, thanks for being with us. Good luck. Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me, John.
Glenn Moore, Baylor softball coach. We'll take a break. Back with more in a moment on the Baylor Coaches Show, live from Rudy's.
Baylor Plus is the home for Baylor basketball fans all season long.
I don't sleep on game days because I'm too excited.
Go behind closed doors and experience Baylor basketball like never before.
I came to coach in top 5 matchups.
We're going to turn the tide on them. Do we got them?
Start your free 7-day trial at BaylorPlus.com and gain instant access to the full library of content.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning. I dread each day, but I can't wait to get out of bed. You ask me why, and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around. Sausage wrap, son, they're the best in town. Barbecue for breakfast, yes, it's true. Put a smile on your morning at Rudy's Barbecue. Next in line.
Looking to connect with Baylor alums in your area? Baylor alumni can help. Looking to host a watch party in your city? Baylor alumni can get you started. Want to step out in your community and serve with other alums? Baylor alumni is your connection with the university and each other. Let's get started. Learn how at baylor.edu/alumni.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We welcome you back to Rudy's. Let's give you our Baylor Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics health tip for the week. Don't let pain slow you down. We diagnose and treat sports-related injuries and provide orthopedic services for athletes and non-athletes alike. Visit a Baylor Scott and White Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Specialist and move like you used to. And as we turn the bottom of the hour here live from Rudy's, we welcome in Baylor women's golf coach Jay Goble is here.
Thank
Jay,
you.
welcome to
Thank
you.
Thanks for having me, John.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you were just about to dig into your Rudy's meal, and we called you up here.
It's all good, man.
What did you
It'll be
order?
there waiting on me.
Tell us what you ordered at Rudy's.
Turkey, lots of sides. We got some brisket over there.
Oh,
waiting
it's
on
all
us,
good,
so,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's all
It
good.
is all good.
Yeah.
All right,
Excited.
we'll talk for a little bit, and then we'll let you get back to
No,
it.
it's great.
Hey, we got a lot to talk about with you.
Yeah.
Your team is really on an uptick right now.
We are, yeah. We're hitting our stride right now. They've played really great the last couple weeks. We've moved up in the ranking over 20 spots the last 3 weeks, which is great. So we're trending in the right direction. Excited for this time of year. We're only 2 weeks away from postseason, so it's kind of sneaking up on us. But next couple of weeks, really fun. We get to hang in Texas and play around here, which is great, and which is not the norm for us.
Right,
as you know.
exactly.
So, only playing 2 hours up the road, Dallas Athletic Club next week, and then 2 weeks from now we're at Conference Championship at Houston Oaks.
Yeah. You learn to appreciate the ones that are drivable, right?
It's really nice, yeah.
And Matt Roberts tells me your last 3 tournaments, you finished tied for 13th, 4th, and 6th in your last 3 tournaments.
Correct.
So that speaks to what you said about the team hitting its stride.
Yeah, we're trending. Last week in Arizona State, we were actually only 1 shot out of the lead with 3 holes to go. We did a shotgun start early because they were expecting 50-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh, gosh.
It's not really a great thing for golf. So we played early, and actually the last 3 holes, which we were, again, 1 shot out of the lead, we caught that wind, and we played poorly to finish.
Oh, man,
So
really? The last 3 holes.
But, again, we had a chance to win. We only finished 1 shot behind Stanford, the #1 team in the country, in the tournament. So, again, we did a lot of really good things, and a couple of our players are really, playing up to what they normally play at, which is great. Sarah Hasagawa's had 2 top 5 finishes the last 2 weeks. So, again, we're moving in the right direction and at a really good time of year.
Yeah. What's the confidence boost you get for your team playing so well in these tournaments?
Yeah, I think, again, the weather warms up. As we play in the wintertime, it's kind of, they want to be out there practicing, but they also are wishing that the weather would get better and stuff like that. I think my team usually, we always used to joke about this. As the weather warmed up, so did our team.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot to that, though.
There's a lot of truth in that. I think that they're, getting comfortable with their game. They're getting comfortable playing a lot more golf in good weather, and they're just happy to be out there playing and ready to go.
Last time you were here with us, I think you were headed the next week to the Darius Rucker Invitational. And was that as good as advertised? I mean, that
Always.
tournament atmosphere, TV for the tournament, all that.
Always, yeah. It's on the Golf Channel, and then Darius Rucker does the concert for the teams, which is awesome. It was our spring break. It was Baylor spring break and my son's. So we all went out there as a family and stayed for the week in Hilton Head, which is awesome.
Whoa, pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a great place.
That's a great spring break trip, and they make it really first class with all the extras, don't they?
Everything. I mean, it's it's low country hospitality everywhere. It's really great meals, really great. All the teams stay in nice houses by the ocean, really close. So our players got to go out and walk on the beach every afternoon after the round and stuff like that. So it was a little cooler this year, so they didn't actually get to get in the ocean. But it's amazing to be in Hilton Head that time of year. And it's one that, again, I hope that we get the invitation for next year. It's one that we circle every year that we want to go to, yeah.
With the renovation, the year-long renovation of Ridgewood, and it seems to be as good as everybody wanted it to be, would you look at hosting at some point?
So we are going to have regionals at Ridgewood in May of 2026.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So the women's golf is going to have regionals there, one of the 6 sites for the year.
Okay.
And then the men, I know the men actually put in a bid to try to get one in 2027 or 2028.
Wow, nice.
So we're trying to get, again, it's a big advantage, especially during postseason regionals, to be able to play on your home course, because if you host, then you automatically get sent to that site.
Right.
Which is like, man, you can't ask for anything else.
Right.
It would be a big advantage. It should be a huge advantage for us in 2026. So we are hosting on the new course at Ridgewood.
Good.
Yeah.
So that's locked in. You
It's
are
locked
going
in.
to host.
Yeah, it's the second week of May 2026.
Oh, that'd be great.
Should be awesome.
Because I kind of remember looking at regional results and seeing how many of the host teams end up number one in those regionals, are certainly high enough to advance.
Yeah, the way our regionals works, there's six sites, 12 teams at each site. The low 5 teams from each site make it to the national championship. So there were a couple 6 and 7 seeds that made it through to nationals last year, and they made it through because they were playing on their home site.
Really?
It's a big advantage. Again, you play the pins all the time, you play the tees all the time. You know where to miss it. You know how to score. There were a couple teams last year that people were scratching their heads like, again, that's a 6, 7, 8 seed that's playing on their home golf course.
Right.
So they're playing for 4 spots instead of 5.
They know right where to hit the ball. How would you compare the new Ridgewood to some of the nicer courses that you play on?
Ridgewood for women's golf is incredible. It's a great layout. It has all the length that we need. There's lots of elevation changes, which is amazing. Again, when we travel around the country, sometimes we go to Hilton Head and it's really flat. Sometimes we go to California or something like that with lots of, ups and downs. So the cool thing about Ridgewood, again, is I think it prepares us for everything that we're going to see throughout the year. With the new Bermuda grass greens, I think the cool thing about that is that the greens and the playing surfaces are going to be better longer. In the summertime, it's just too hot for bent grass in Waco, Texas. It should be really perfect throughout the summer, and when the players get in the fall, it's going to be ideal the whole fall.
Terrific. That sounds great.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. Continue with Coach Jay Goebel right after this, talking Baylor women's golf on the Baylor Coaches Show, live from Rudy's, and we'll be right back after this.
Are you ready to elevate your Waco experience to a whole new level? Look no further than the Baylor Club, where you can indulge in one-of-a-kind luxury and unwind in our exclusive lounge area. Located in the heart of McLean Stadium, this elite club offers a 5-star member atmosphere for all your work and play needs. With a master culinary team and outstanding hospitality, we take pampering to a whole new level. For interest in membership or to schedule your next private event, call 254-710-8080.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning. I dread each day, but I can't wait to get out of bed. You ask me why, and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around. Salsa drap, son, they're the best in town. Barbecue for breakfast, yes, it's true. Put a smile on your morning at Rudy's Barbecue. Next in line.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We continue on the Baylor Coaches Show, brought to you in part by the Baylor Club. Hey, Baylor fans, discover the perfect venue for your next event at Baylor Club, situated in the heart of the action at McLean Stadium. Whether it's a wedding fundraiser or corporate event, they've got wedding, fundraiser, not a wedding fundraiser, or corporate event. They've got the gourmet dining and views to make it memorable. That is the Baylor Club at McLean Stadium. We continue with Coach Jay Goebel, Baylor Women's Golf. We've got a question from the audience. It's our First Place Foods Ask the Coach. First Place Foods, that's a darn good pickle. Roy, right here, asked, what is the most countries that have been represented on any team that you have coached? You do have a very international roster.
I do. Right now we have 7.
7 different countries.
7 out of 9, yeah. So and none of them are from the same. So next year we actually have a Canadian and a Korean. So we'll have 2 Koreans and a Canadian. So those are new for us.
Wow.
Yeah, that's probably the most, 7. So
that's pretty good. So recruiting wise, when you go in with Cody Hall or whoever it is, you got to put together a recruiting budget.
Yeah, they hate me sometimes.
Yeah, but look at the results, though. You got to say, hey, I've got to have that.
I think the depth in women's golf is getting better all the time. There really are great players from all around the world. I don't think we need to cast as big a net as we used to, because there really are. I mean, you can look at the Augusta National Women's Am right now. I mean, there's great players in America. There's great players all around the world. But, yeah, it has been really great for us to get, again, players from all around the world, maybe the best player from their country, an opportunity to come play golf in America is a really huge deal. They don't do college golf or college athletics like we do in America. So it's been, in my opinion, it's been really, fulfilling to have these players come from all around the world and get a degree, get an opportunity to play golf against the best players in the world and have fun doing it.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
great.
I think it's perfect.
That's a good sales pitch.
Yeah.
I think that works well. Tell us about your 2 seniors, Rosie Belsham and Britta Snyder.
Yeah, they've been great. I mean, they both came in during COVID, so that was a strange time for everybody. It was pretty funny. The 2 of them, their sophomore year, they came in and they were asking me how to get somewhere on campus. And I just looked at them like they were crazy, and they're like, Jay, we sat in our dorm room all last year and did homework, and all we did was go to golf tournaments.
You're right.
So, but they've been amazing, the 2 of them. We've had a lot of great success with the 2 of them. Winning in Stillwater a couple years ago at regionals was probably the highlight. But the 2 of them have also been to the national championship all 3 years they've been at Baylor, which is, I don't know if I have another player or another 2 players that went all 3 years.
Yeah.
So, and then they have an opportunity again to go this year. So they have an opportunity to go 4 for 4, which is cool as well.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Good leaders, good senior leaders for you.
Good leaders. And, the cool thing, Rosie Belsham, I mean, I got to brag on her a little bit. She came to Baylor. I believe she was ranked 550th in the world, and she's 60th now.
Wow, really?
So, I mean, again, to have somebody continually improve, buy into everything that we have going on here, buy into our culture and what we're all about here at Baylor. I mean, she's been probably the biggest success story we've had in a long time.
Man, love that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
When you talk about leaders in your sport, what does that look like? What are their qualities?
You know, I think leaders are again, leading by example. The cool thing about both of them, actually, is they just put in a lot of time, whether somebody's watching them put in time or not. They both do great in school, like they're leaders in the classroom. Again, I think for me, what I like to see is somebody that, again, is not being told what to do. They just know that they have to work hard to achieve their goals, and if they work to achieve their goals, they're going to help their team.
Yeah. Very good. You mentioned you were out at Arizona State, their invitational, or the Ping ASU invitational last week. You finished 6th out there. What's the conversation like when you were there, knowing that ASU is going to be a Big 12 school next year?
Yeah, so we're all really close. ASU and myself and Carly, like, we recruit a lot of the same players.
Really?
So they're a highly international team as well. Yeah, we're all great friends, and I think we're excited to see where the Big 12's going with the addition of the 4 schools. Utah does not have a women's golf team.
Okay.
But Colorado, Arizona State have very solid golf teams. In fact, Arizona and Arizona State are, they both won a national championship in the last 5 years, and they're consistent top 10 teams every year.
Yeah.
So it just increases the depth of our conference, and I think that, when we're trying to recruit these young ladies from all around the world to come play at Baylor, it's cool to have other great players in the conference that they know that they're going to play against, in college for 4 years and then in professional golf moving on after that.
Yeah. Is this a fair question? I'm going to ask it anyway.
Okay.
What's the plus minus of adding Arizona State, Arizona, and Colorado and losing Texas and Oklahoma as we move to next year?
Texas is always solid. They're I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm okay.
I hear you. No.
They're all great teams. Again, they're all teams, all those schools, Oklahoma, Texas, Arizona State, Colorado, they all, are highly invested in athletics. They all have good teams.
Yeah.
I think it changes scenery and having some new teams around, and I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
I can see that. And some people may say, fans may say, good riddance to you. Go. Just get out of here. But I know you look at it on a more
well, we're friends with all those people.
Sure.
Too. Like, the coaches, even though we're very competitive, we're friendly. Texas has beat us a lot, like one shot at the conference championship.
Yeah.
So, I'm okay with giving some other schools a shot.
New scenery. I like that.
New scenery. I like it.
That's good. All right, let's take a break. Back with more with Coach Jay Goebel right after this on the Baylor Coaches Show, live from Rudy's.
The Toyota Tundra's powerful, available iForce V6 engine means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. To your neighbor, it means helping them with their new chainsaw carving hobby.
What do you think of this thing, eh? It's a bearfish birdman wood carving, if I've ever seen one.
Oh, yeah, it is.
To your cousins, the Tundra means as they jump off the boat onto the sandbar.
Now watch this flip.
No, don't. You're gonna...
Cannonball!
Definitely nail it.
To your co-pilots, the Tundra means an extra comfortable journey.
Cooling seats? They don't have this in first class.
This is first class.
I can just...
You sure can.
And to you, the Tundra means... whoa. Test drive the Tundra at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at Toyota.com for feature availability.
For a limited time, get high-performance, ultra-reliable internet from Astound Broadband, starting as low as $25 per month. And now we have mobile, too. Visit Astound.com to order the #1 rated internet. Create the perfect plan with fast speeds to meet all your needs. Plus, get a 2-year price lock when you upgrade to award-winning gig internet. No contracts, no hidden monthly fees, and no data caps. Switch today. Head to Astound.com or call 1-800-4ASTOUND. Restrictions apply. See website for details.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning. I dread each day, but I can't wait to get out of bed. You ask me why, and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around. Sausage wrap, son, they're the best in town. Barbecue for breakfast, yes, it's true. Put a smile on your morning at Rudy's Barbecue. Next in line.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Continuing with Coach Jay Goebel, Baylor Women's Golf on the Baylor Coaches Show tonight live from Rudy's. We appreciate y'all here this evening. Great crowd at Rudy's. Here's another note from Matt Roberts which is worth repeating. Over the last 3 tournaments, you've gone against 18 of the top 25 teams in the nation. So you mentioned those tournaments and how well you've done against really top-notch competition.
Yeah, it's been what I've been trying to do since I've been at Baylor is at least give my players an opportunity to play against the best. Now, whether we're there or not, whether we're ready to play against them is a different question sometimes. But I think that to prepare yourself for the end of the year, you have to see good teams. You have to be able to have some kind of comparison or evaluation on what you need to do to be as good as those teams. And then at the end of the year, we've surprised ourselves a lot and played good against them. So I do think it's a really important thing to always play really, really great competition all the time. It's something I want to continue to do throughout my career here. But, we've played against good teams and done really well against them. So it's been fun.
Very good. How about the Billy, your home base here out there on University Parks Drive? Everything good there?
Everything's great. It looks awesome. We put a bunch of ryegrass down for the winter, so it's all striped up and green, and it looks really good. The greens are perfect out there right now. So, again, I think it's a great place not only for our team to get better, but it's been a great thing for recruiting as well, for them to see how invested, again, Baylor is and Baylor Athletics is in their sports.
What's the latest? It seems like you always have a new gadget or something. Stroke, what's it called, the swing?
TrackMan.
Yeah, that.
Flight Scope and all that.
Is there anything new like that you have?
Not really.
Or that you want?
They're still using TrackMan, which TrackMan is essentially what it does is you set it up behind the golf ball while you're hitting shots, and it'll tell you exactly how far it flies, how far it rolls out, how much spin is on it, how much side spin is on it.
Wow.
So what it does is it's actually a really great tool for club fitting, but it's also a great tool for developing a shot that you like. I have some players that like to hit the ball right to left, some that like to hit it left to right. By using that thing, you can actually really dial in the shot that you want to see.
Huh.
So that's what they like. That's the main reason they like to use it.
Yeah. Is there a lot of self-scouting that goes on, like the players do it themselves, or is it more from you and Carly?
No, they do it a lot themselves. I mean, I think the crazy thing from my generation of playing college golf to now is there's so much technology. There's so many things that it actually speeds up improvement. You can also get somebody like paralysis by analysis. It could be too many numbers or too many things sometimes. But, again, I think where we've seen the change, especially in the last 15 years, is you used to have a swing instructor stand behind you and tell you these things.
Yeah.
Now you just have a little square box sitting behind you, and it'll tell you what you're doing.
Wow.
So the players, if they're smart, they all learn how to use this stuff at a young age now. And they come out and they just set it down there and they're like, oh, yeah, my path is too far left or my path is too far right or my club face is closed or open. They can diagnose themselves a lot faster than we used to be able to.
So that's what you have now. What's the future look like? What's coming? If technology continues to
I don't know. Maybe those
improve.
Rodney Dangerfield clubs that you just set it behind and they just go dead straight. I don't know.
Maybe somewhere down the road.
Yeah.
But it would be kind of hard to predict, wouldn't it, where technology would go
It
next?
really is. The USGA and the RNA right now are actually trying to slow down the ball. They're trying to slow down the club because, the golf courses are just getting longer and longer and longer because the technology is so good. They're actually kind of rolling back everything. So I think in 2028 maybe they're going to roll back the ball like 8%, 5%, something like that.
Yeah.
To kind of stop this progression of people hitting at 400 yards and stuff like that.
How about that? Interesting. Yeah. All right, so next up is the Dallas Athletic Club?
Dallas Athletic Club. We play this weekend. We're actually on Monday and Tuesday, so if anybody'd like to come out, it's hour and 40 minutes up the road.
Nice, yeah.
And then 2 weeks from today, actually, we head to Houston Oaks in Hockley, Texas for the Big 12 Championship.
Good. How's that course? That's got to be great.
It's great. It's awesome. We actually stay on property for the entire week. We eat all our meals there. We stay in host housing with the members.
Wow.
And we don't leave the property for 5 days, something like that.
What a great experience.
It's really cool. And the golf course is great. We played the Big 12 Championship there 2 years ago. We finished second place. I have great feelings about it. Ashleen Kaur on our team has played the golf course a bunch, so she's probably the only one on now that hadn't seen it before. But yeah, it's a cool place, and we're actually playing it there this year and next year.
Oh, good.
So the next 2 years we're going to play on the same golf course for Big 12s.
That's great. Well, we started by saying how you're on an uptick right now with the way your team's playing. Continued success there.
Thank you.
And good luck as you move into the Big 12s in a couple of weeks.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Go get that turkey and barbecue.
Okay,
Thanks, Jay.
I will do. Thanks
Jay
for having
Goebel,
me.
Baylor women's golf coach, with us.
Appreciate it.
Take a break, come back, and wrap things up live from Rudy's right after this.
Introducing
Thanks,
the
Shane.
Sikkim Podcast, a weekly storytelling podcast produced.
It's going to be almost exactly a minute, so pretty close to that.
Plus,
Hopefully people feel that I was
Right.
but also that I knew the game.
hosted by me, John Morris. The Sikkim Podcast features in-depth interviews with current and former student athletes and coaches.
As a coach, why you coach is to see other people happy and successful.
Subscribe today wherever you get your podcasts. Sikkim Bears.
I'll be right back, John.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning. I dread each day, but I can't wait to get out of bed. You ask me why, and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around. Salsa drap, son, they're the best in town. Barbecue for breakfast, yes, it's true. Put a smile on your morning at Rudy's Barbecue. Next in line.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
Join us April 18th at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame in Waco for our next Lunch with a Legend, presented by Baylor Alumni Sports Outreach. Our special guest will be former Baylor and NFL running back Alfred Anderson. It's Thursday, April 18th, beginning at 11:30 a.m. at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, and tickets are available now by calling 254-710-8300. Join us as we hear from former Baylor great Alfred Anderson, presented by Baylor Alumni Sports Outreach.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
And back with just enough time to wrap things up on the Baylor Coaches Show tonight. We appreciate everyone tuned in this evening, watching or listening, and thanks to those of you that are here at Rudy's. Oh, by the way, we need to deliver these pickles. First Place Foods asked the coach pickles to Jolene tonight, so this will help get her pumped up even more for her ceremonial first pitch on Saturday at Baylor softball. Thanks to Glenn Moore for being with us. Thanks to Jay Goebel for being with us tonight. This weekend, softball home hosting Texas Tech. Games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Youth League days at Getterman Stadium. And also Baylor baseball is home this weekend, hosting Incarnate Word. 3 games at Baylor Ballpark, 6:30 Friday, 2 o'clock Saturday, and 1 o'clock on Sunday. We'll be back next Thursday with another edition of the Baylor Coaches Show. Next week, Joey Scrivano will be with us, and Athletic Director Mac Rhodes. So that's our show next week, and we'll talk to you then. We appreciate you being with us, and for now, good night from Rudy's.
You did that like you've done it a couple of times. Thanks, John. Appreciate it, bud.
Sports Media Network.
See ya.
Today's show was brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online.